hillside. There's the administration building, the only thing left, which would be right here. It's the only thing left. And pretty much I'm looking down this way. It's all that used to be buildings. The chapel does look like it was still there, but it's all that's left. Let's go check it out. Looks like they're having another meeting up there. Cool. Here we go. He'd actually been working on this place for a long time, and looks like they got it restored back. So it was abandoned for a while. That's it. That's the old building right there. Pretty cool. Let's go take a look at, see what we can see in this thing. I have to say that back in the old days, I actually have been in this building. Oh, there's a step right there. But not as a patient. I used to know somebody that worked in the administration building. Used to meet him out here sometimes, and I don't think this was a high security facility or anything like that, but there's a lot of people back then walking around the place. You couldn't really tell who was a patient and who was an employee. That's the biggest issue I had when I came over here. To go see my friend. Yeah, you can see they've done a lot of work on this thing. Yeah, so supposedly they say there was some tunnels in this building, and you know what, I would say that there's probably maintenance tunnels, and there is some videos of people that was in those tunnels many years ago. I would say they've been covered over. This is pretty cool. So you can actually come in here during the day. See the building. It's cool. what that is. It's a button right there. There's a little outdoor chapel over there, a lot of people here. Somebody actually singing in there. So somebody was having a service in there, worship service, and here's kind of a cool looking section right there. All right, let's go check out the haunted building.
So this is an area around the Tools Bend farm that was a place that the mental facility had a hospital, a farm hospital, farm work hospital, and there was a lot of crazy things went on out at this place. And even, a tractor back then, they kind of used to have these cleats on a metal, and one guy got caught up in it and killed him and kind of ran over. And there was another story of a guy actually got struck by lightning and killed out here. And then even another one, I think the person tried to run away because it was kind of on a peninsula in the lake. You couldn't, you'd have to go across the lake. They drowned in the water. So just things like that seem to happen all the time. And one guy fell out of the barn and died. So a lot of things. And as a result, a lot of ghost hunters used to come here when it was abandoned. There used to be no big facility, hospital, dormitory, and some buildings there. And they would go in there and do a lot of ghost huntings in there. And finally, though, they tore down the facility, so you can't really see it anymore. There's nothing there. There might be some foundations if you go along the lake in a boat and see it, but other than that, there's nothing there anymore. But it used to, when you drove around the Pellissippi Parkway, you could see the buildings before they tore down, and everybody would rumor that that's the most haunted place around that area. Very spooky.
Right here it is. This is one of the facilities. It's run down. They still haven't tore it down yet. It's, again, just looks like tractors and storage, but right up there it is. Still there. Still looking as haunted as it ever could look haunted. Really crazy looking, yeah. Very haunted. So there's the old building right there, an old facility there. The old farm facilities now, the East Tennessee Agriculture Center. There's the old buildings. There's the old facility, and look at that. Looks like they had a actual guardhouse, but there's the old building over there, still there. If that's ever looking a haunted place, I never would have known one that would. There's the old farm. This is it right there. So if you take a look at the mental, that used to be all Lakeshore Mental Health Facility, the old Eastern Tennessee Mental Hospital. And right here's the veterans. But what most people don't know, because it doesn't really seem to be marked, is where did the people buried that died at the mental hospital or the hospital all the years? You know, where did they go? Where were they buried at? If you just go right behind here, you can see it. It's not even really marked that I know of, but this is the old graveyard of all the people at the hospital that died, perished. They're probably about 4,000, but you can tell, sadly, they're not really marked. There's not really, but this is all one whole graveyard right out in here. So yeah, you might take a look at that. And so you can notice that one was a mother right there, 1932. But this is where all the, the patients, you might say, or the people ended up from the, supposedly now, this is where they were put to rest. And then probably all over here is the whole graveyard. They just don't, have they don't really have markers for them. So back then it was kind of a state-ran facility, and this is probably just, it's called Pauper's Grave, and see, a lot of them died in 33. If I had to guess, that might have been when tuberculosis was spreading. I'm not for sure about that. Yep. Here's some people. Now here is some, looks like this is actually a U.S. Army. Here's another one over here. Just not a whole lot marked, but this whole area is a graveyard. Kind of, sadly, unforgotten. 1924. I think I've came over here already. Just not a whole lot of markers out here. See a lot of them 1930s. 1925. Looks like maybe some people might have came back out here and found their relatives. So you can kind of see right there, there's nothing but a number. 52. And another 1920s. It's kind of a cool looking memorial right here. Kind of the circle. Kind of maze that goes around You know, you walk around to the one of the fathers, St. Michael, whatever they call him here. It's probably, this is a Catholic church, and somebody has made, look at that, they made offerings here. How cool is that? This is kind of a crazy place right here. I walked out of a circle wrong. Hopefully it doesn't mean anything. There's a few more over here that are marked. Let's see, there's a father. So some of them got tombstones. See, like there's a number. See, there's a number. There's number 2. Wonder where number 1's at. Over here? Would you think so? Crazy if it was. It'd be way over here, I guess. Or was it a number 1? Don't see anything over there. Yeah, these are just numbers. That's all they are. There's a few more over here that kind of look older, maybe. They're just a piece of, you know, stone sticking up, not really not anything kind of marking them who they were. Just numbers. Here's one over here. Remembered by their great-grandchildren. That's cool. Yeah, these are just numbers. Kind of a sad way to remember people. Just a row and a number. She lived pretty old. Yeah. Just again. A lot of these you can't really see or read. Can't really tell. 1960.